Hello and welcome to everyone. In this new video, I will tell you the story of the man who resisted death in the depths of the sea for 3 days. The Nigerian who was accused of sorcery after surviving a shipwreck. Can you believe that someone managed to survive after sinking to the bottom of the sea for 3 days? Yes, the news is surprising, but it is true. This is what happened with Nigerian cook Harrison Okene, who drowned in a rescue ship in which he was working with 11 other people, and managed to survive after spending days inside the ship in the depths of the Atlantic Ocean. In May 2013, when Nigerian Harrison Okene was 29 years old, he and the crew of the trawler Gascon 4 on which he was working as a cook set out with other ships escorting an oil tanker in the Gulf of Nigeria. On the way back, and in the late hours of the night, when all the crew members of the ship were asleep in their private rooms, which were locked tightly, as a form of protection, because the Gulf of Nigeria was famous for the attacks of pirates on ships passing from there, Harrison went out of his room to the bathroom, and after a few moments after he entered the bathroom, a powerful storm struck, which the Gascon 4 inches ship could not resist, and it sank to the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, and settled 30 meters from the surface of the sea. When the ship sank and fell to the bottom of the sea, an air pocket was formed in the bathroom in which the Nigerian cook was, so he was able to remove his head from that gap that the water did not reach, and he grabbed a part of the hand wash, in order for it to settle in its place, and not be swept out by the water, and perish then. Harrison knew that the rescuers would come to retrieve the bodies of his dead friends, so he tried to cling to hope, and not to give in to death, although his survival for a long time, in the conditions he lives in, is considered impossible. He was suffering from severe cold and the very low temperature of the water, in addition to hunger, thirst, and fatigue, which began to creep into him after spending the first 24 hours in the bathroom of the doomed ship. After the first hours of the ship sinking, the rescue teams of the Dutch DC and diving company began to move, trying to locate it and try to rescue those inside, but the divers were unable to dive and reach the place where the ship settled, so they turned back, until they could prepare equipment that will enable them to disembark. In those moments, Harrison was trying to think of another way to survive, after his arm holding the sink got tired, so he decided to take a risk and get out of the bathroom, in search of a suitable place to breathe. Although he is not a professional diver, Harrison managed to swim inside the dark wreckage of the ship, until he found another room in which an air pocket was formed as well, so he arranged some items on top of each other, and got a suitable place to sit, preserving the only source of oxygen in the room. The Nigerian chef continued to hold out for 2 more days, until he began to lose hope of surviving, especially since the feeling of fatigue overwhelmed him greatly. At the time when he was going to surrender, Harrison heard voices inside the ship, so he proceeded to swim in the direction of the sound. It was the rescue teams who returned again, but this time to recover the bodies, as they were sure that everyone who drowned inside the ship had become among the dead. The rescue team recovered 4 bodies, and on its way to search for the rest, who were supposed to number 12 people, one of the rescuers felt a hand grabbed him, which was the moment that was captured by the cameras they had. "Tell him someone is still alive." The rescue team tried to rescue Harrison while they were at the bottom of the sea, and at that moment the team on the surface of the sea was informed, in order to prepare a special capsule, which is a small submarine used in rescue operations, to transport the only survivor of this fatal accident, because the human being was raised to surface too quickly can cause death. The team helped the Nigerian cook to gradually climb inside the special capsule, until he reached the rescue team's ship safely, and was transferred to the hospital in order to obtain the necessary aid. In a statement to the international media, Harrison Okene said that he decided never to sail or work inside ships after what befell him, noting that he became suffering from panic attacks and difficulty breathing, whenever he remembered what happened to him. He also said that some Nigerians accused him of being a sorcerer, because he managed to survive when everyone with him died, which made him miss his friend's funeral, for fear of the reaction of their relatives and friends.
If you like the video, do not skimp on us by subscribing and pressing the like button, Minister of the Bell.